This morning, victims of the Boston Marathon attack have an apology from the convicted bomber. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev confessed to the bombings yesterday before receiving a death sentence. Not all the victims are satisfied with the apology. Don Dahler is near the courthouse in Boston, where decades of appeals could be ahead. Don, good morning.
Good morning. On April 15, 2013, the Tsarnaev brothers planted 2 bombs that killed 3 people and injured hundreds. In the 2 years and 2 months since then, we'd only heard from Dzhokhar Tsarnaev once when he pled not guilty. That is, until yesterday. On a day when he received 6 death sentences and 20 life terms without parole, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev apologized. Immediately after the bombing, which I am guilty of, I learned about some of the victims. I learned their names, their faces, their age. He called them good souls and said, "I am sorry for the lives that I have taken, for the suffering that I have caused you, for the damage I have done, irreparable damage." He continued, "I pray for your relief, for your healing, for your well-being, for your strength." He thanked the jurors and called his attorneys lovely companions. Sentenced during the holy month of Ramadan, Tsarnaev asked Allah for forgiveness.
The last thing we wanted to hear was about Allah.
Lynn Julian survived the bombings and was dismayed by what she heard in court.
I regret having ever wanted to hear him speak, because what he said showed no remorse, no regret, and no empathy for what he's done to our lives.
Henry Borgard was walking home when he was hit in the second blast. Despite his PTSD, he has come to a place of peace with the ordeal.
For me to hear him say that he's sorry, that is enough for me. When I made eye contact with him, it wasn't like looking in the face of a criminal. It was like looking in the face of a boy.
For 2 years, survivors saw and heard little from Tsarnaev, except for this obscene gesture in a holding cell. One of dozens who addressed Tsarnaev in court was Rebecca Gregory, who said, "When people look back on April 2013, they won't remember your name or your brother's. Instead, they'll remember the courage and bravery. That's why it's so funny to me that you smirk and flip off the camera. I feel like that's what we're doing to you every day, fake limbs or not." Tsarnaev will join dozens of other inmates on death row at a federal penitentiary in Terre Haute, Indiana. He could be there for a very long time. Since the government reinstituted the federal death penalty in 1988, the United States has only executed 3 people. Charlie.
Thanks, Don.